Now, I also have a lot of muscle mass, I think more than fat, and that might be my problem as well.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if I'm doing maybe too much or too little, and is it possible to over-exercise?
Wow.
And how much bad are you doing good after you're pregnant?
Many great questions there. Let's start with reducing muscle mass.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
We already spoke about that. Dr. David actually went into the fact that muscle is what burns calories, and the more that you have, the more you will burn at the end of the day.
So don't fight it.
Don't fight it. As long as that input-output ratio is in effect, in the sense that your activity is high and your calories are low, you will lose weight. Let's just take a look at what has happened to our caller here, in the sense that a miracle has happened.
And the over-exercising is a new one. You don't get that question very often.
Exactly, and overtraining is a possibility. There's no doubt about it. Some of the symptoms of overtraining is lethargicness, insomnia, believe it or not, achy, sore muscles, just can't recover from the workouts. That's overtraining, and a decreased metabolism, which obviously is very crucial to have it high to burn these extra calories that she's gained over the pregnancy.
So what would you advise her to do right now?
Right now, I would suggest
reset everything.
Reset everything, exactly. Realize what has happened. Her body has went through an immense shock. She's delivered a baby to this world. So let's be realistic. Let's be patient, obviously. And let's do all the things that she needs to do to increase her metabolic rate. The weight training, the cardiovascular exercise to burn the calories, and obviously watching what she's eating. Everything she's doing now, but just for the long term.
Okay. What exactly is the fat burning zone or the cardio zone?
Two great zones, and I think the answer is moderation and balancing the two. They've done a lot of research, and I'll have doctors on a panel that will argue till the end of the day what works better, the fat burning zone or the cardio zone. In my tests with all of my subjects, I've seen that the combination or the cross-training approach of using the fat-burning zone and also the aerobic zone or the endurance zone works the best. It burns the most calories before and after you exercise. You get the benefit of the endurance and stamina in your aerobic zone, and if there is such a fat-burning zone, you're going to get the benefit from that too. So doing interval training, 5 minutes at high intensity in the aerobic zone and perhaps 5 minutes in the fat-burning zone, and mismatching throughout the 30 or 1 hour of cardio that you're doing.
Okay, let's take it out of the gym. For those who don't go to the gym, maybe they walk outside or they jog. So you warm up, you jog for 5 minutes, and then you go into an all-out sprint for 30 seconds, go back to a jog. Go into a sprint and just break up your workout like that, so you're going anaerobic to back to aerobic. Anaerobic, is that the idea?
That's right, exactly.
And whether you're walking or jogging or cycling or whatever it may be?
Any type of cardiovascular exercise, may be stationary, may be outside. Hopefully it's outside. The weather's great now. Long story short is you're going to need to know what zone you're in. So having a heart rate monitor or doing it manually is imperative, and a lot of people don't do this. They wing it, and hey, if you're going to, let's say, Ottawa, and you've only got so much gas, then you're going to have to know what speedometer or what the speedometer reads as far as how fast you're going, because you want to arrive on time and with gas in the tank. So monitoring your heart rate is the same thing with exercising.
I like these analogies you're pulling out tonight.
Yes.
I used to get nausea when I would lift weights, so I would get so nauseous I had to sit down. And I did a whole bunch of homework on it and asked every trainer I could what it could be caused from, and a lot of them said dehydration. Before the workout, I was going in dehydrated and holding my breath while I was working out. So even though I'm focused on my breath, I'm not focused enough. So maybe it could be her breath as well as hydration. So it helped me a lot.
Breathing techniques, 100%.
Yeah.
The other thing, hypoglycemia. In my studio, we have a lot of people coming in not prepared for their workout, and someone that comes in for a 5 o'clock workout hasn't eaten since 12 or maybe hasn't eaten at all.
Last 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is bring their blood sugar levels back up. We usually use a sport drink to do that, and maybe that's something that Kim can think about, is actually bringing a sport drink with her on the 40K journey and sipping on it throughout and seeing if she can bring her blood sugar back up where it should be and alleviate the headache.
And before you get thirsty, right?
100%.
Yeah. Now, what would you do or recommend someone must do in their weekly or daily workouts? Like, what would you tell her she should absolutely incorporate into her training?
Exercise.
No, I'm assuming exercise, but I mean...
And lots of it. I have to agree. The fact that it's volume. At the end of the week, you have to add up how many calories you have burned. And there's many different ways to burn
But 3
calories.
days a week aren't enough.
Well, let me put it to you this way. There's 168 hours in a week. So if we have to add up those 3 hours, that's 1% of her total week. So I have another analogy for you.
Perfect.
You're working at City TV, okay, and you've only put in 3 hours in the entire week. What kind of paycheck are you going to make? I know you guys make a lot of money, but...
Okay, anyway, we're not going to go anywhere near this.
You're not going to make a big fat check at the end of the week. So I have to tell the people that are only willing to sacrifice 3 hours out of their week, you're not going to get the paycheck, you're not going to get the weight loss, you have not exercised enough.
He's actually not former Mr. Canada, he is Mr. Analogy. I love it.
That's right.
Great.